Another time, this one still makes me sick. We raided a drug dealer's apartment. He ran out the back, left everything behind. Drugs, cash, guns. But what Ron focused on was the safe. He cracked it in 10 minutes. Inside, bundles of $100 bills stacked like bricks. Ron whistled. "The city thanks you for your donation." I remember the moment like it's still happening. The hum of the fridge, the dust floating through the beams of sunlight, the smell of marijuana and cheap cologne. And me, holding the money, feeling the weight of it, feeling powerful, feeling lucky, feeling untouchable. We stuffed the cash into bags and left only a handful behind to make it look realistic. And the worst part? We turned around and sold the drugs we confiscated. Not all of them, just enough to keep the street running hot. That's how deep we were. But our corruption didn't stop at money or drugs. I remember a traffic stop, just one of the many times Ron showed his true self. My name is Marcus Hale, and I'm telling this story from Cell 47, Block D, where the lights flicker like they're scared of us, and the walls smell like old sweat and metal regret. I sleep on a mattress thinner than a slice of bread. My cellmate snores like a dying tractor. And every morning, somebody reminds me why I'm here. Because I earned it. You know your life is ruined when even the guards don't bother to say your name. They just smack the bars and yell, "Wake up, fallen hero!" Yeah. Hero. Once upon a time, that word followed me everywhere. Back when I wore a badge. Back when people crossed the street to thank me. Back when I believed I was untouchable. But that's not the beginning of the story. The beginning is right here, in this cold cage, where the same men I once framed now walk past my cell with smirks like razor blades. "Morning, Officer Hale. Sleep tight? Hope the nightmares hugged you real good." He says it every day, and I deserve it. Because I was a cop. A dirty one. The kind your mother warns you about. The kind that makes people stop trusting the whole system. And my partner, Detective Ron Keller, he was worse. He was the devil with a badge and a charming smile. But back then, I loved being on his team. Back then, we called it survival. Now I call it what it was, evil. I guess I should start at the real beginning, before the shootout, before the arrest, before Ron's blood splashed onto my shoes, before the world learned who we really were. When I was a police. It was a rainy Thursday, cold enough that my bones felt like they were rusting. Ron and I were in an unmarked car, sipping coffee we didn't pay for, because the cafe owed us a favor. The radio crackled with a call about a robbery. We weren't supposed to respond, but Ron grinned and said, "Free money, brother. Let's go shopping." That's how he always talked. Free money. Extra income. Our deserved bonus. What we really meant was steal from the crime scene. Pocket cash. Pocket jewelry. Pocket anything valuable. Most cops go their whole careers without stealing a dime. We went our whole careers without leaving a dime behind. We arrived at a little pawn shop with the door kicked open and the owner tied up behind the counter. The suspect was gone. The cash drawers were open, bills scattered across the floor. Ron looked around like a kid at Christmas. "Marcus, remind me why we didn't choose art school? Look at this masterpiece." I should have walked away. I should have said no. Instead, I closed the blinds, locked the door, and helped him sweep money into our jackets. We didn't untie the owner until we were done. "What are you doing? Aren't you supposed to—" "Sir, calm down. We're collecting evidence." Evidence. That word tasted sour, even back then. And that pawn shop owner? He's in here with me now. Cell Block B. He walks by during rec time without looking at me. I don't blame him. Another time, this one still makes me sick. We raided a drug dealer's apartment. He ran out the back, left everything behind. Drugs, cash, guns. But what Ron focused on was the safe. He cracked it in 10 minutes. Inside, bundles of $100 bills stacked like bricks. Ron whistled. "The city thanks you for your donation." I remember the moment like it's still happening. The hum of the fridge, the dust floating through the beams of sunlight, the smell of marijuana and cheap cologne. And me, holding the money, feeling the weight of it, feeling powerful, feeling lucky, feeling untouchable. We stuffed the cash into bags and left only a handful behind to make it look realistic. And the worst part? We turned around and sold the drugs we confiscated. Not all of them, just enough to keep the street running hot. That's how deep we were. But our corruption didn't stop at money or drugs. I remember a traffic stop, just one of the many times Ron showed his true self. 2 black teenagers in an old car. They were scared, hands shaking, eyes wide. Ron leaned into the window and smiled a smile I came to hate. "Evening, boys. You know why I stopped you?" "No, sir. Because I felt like it." Then he made them get out, made them put their hands on the hood, searched them without cause. They had nothing, not even a broken taillight. Ron laughed, slapped one of them on the back of the head, and said, "Lucky day. Run along before I find something." I didn't say a word, not one. Silence is its own crime. And those boys? They're grown now. One of them is in cell 52. He looks at me like he's deciding whether forgiveness is a real thing or not. I don't blame him. We did worse things, though. We leaked information to criminals, told gangs when raids were coming, told dealers which corner would be untouched that weekend. We took bribes from groups that should have scared us. But we weren't scared of anything, not until the night that changed everything. It was supposed to be simple, a routine raid, a stash house in a rundown neighborhood. We were told the suspects were lightly armed. They weren't. When we kicked the door in, bullets flew like bees. I hit the ground behind a sofa. Ron charged forward, yelling like he was invincible. "You think you can shoot at King Ron?" King Ron. That's what he called himself. God, I hate that name now. He fired wildly, hit one guy in the leg. Another man shot back. The bullet hit Ron right in the neck. I heard the wet choking sound before I saw the blood. He fell. Hard. "Marcus, grab the bag." Not "help me," not "tell my wife I love her," not "I'm dying." Just grab the bag, meaning grab the drugs, grab the cash, grab the evidence so we could resell it. Even while dying, he wanted money. But here's the twist. When I reached for him, something happened. A shadow moved behind me. Someone hit me with the butt of a gun. I fell face first. I reached for my weapon, but someone stepped on my hand. The gun slid away. The last thing I heard before blacking out was a voice. "Call the cops, the real ones." When I woke up, I was handcuffed. Ambulances everywhere, crime scene tape, Ron's body covered, and someone, one of the suspects, was telling the officers, "He was stealing. Check the bags. They recorded everything." I didn't know what he meant. Until the detective held up a tiny camera, a hidden one, in Ron's jacket, and suddenly it hit me. Ron hadn't trusted me. He was recording every crime we committed, keeping me as insurance, keeping me under his thumb. I thought he was my brother, my partner, my best friend. But he was going to snitch on me one day, use those recordings, ruin me, save himself. The twist? The man who shot him wasn't trying to kill him. He was trying to stop Ron from killing another unarmed man. Ron died a liar. I lived a fool. The officers found everything. The drugs, the money, the messages, the bribe logs, the videos of me and Ron mocking victims at crime scenes, laughing over dead bodies, tossing evidence into the river, threatening people. And the suspect who exposed us was pardoned and freed. I couldn't talk my way out, couldn't run, couldn't hide. When they pushed my face into the hood of the police car, I heard one officer whisper, "You belong in a cage." And he was right. My arrest made headlines. Dirty cop exposed. Officer stole from crime scenes. Former detective sold drugs from raids. Cop framed innocent men for years. People I wronged came forward one by one. The trials were long, painful. My lawyer quit halfway through. My parents stopped visiting. My sister pretends she doesn't know me. And the men I framed? Some are here now, in this prison, walking around like ghosts from my nightmares. On my first day inside, someone threw a metal tray at my head. "That's for the 10 years you stole from me." Another spit in my food. Another slapped me during shower time. But the worst humiliation is from the man whose life I destroyed the most. His name is Leon. I remember framing him for possession. Planted drugs in his car. He begged me. "Please, man, I swear I didn't do anything. Too late. Should have prayed harder." We laughed. Now Leon is my block janitor. Every morning he sweeps past my cell, looks me in the eyes, and says, God gave me strength to wake up. Did he give you any? I never answer. Because I don't know anymore. I've been jumped 6 times. Stabbed once. Not deep. Just a warning. Had my mattress soaked with urine. Had my clothes stolen. My meals spit in. My books ripped apart. Every day I wake up and wonder if today will be the day someone finishes the job. And every night I lie down and wonder if I deserve worse. The truth? I probably do. The prison counselor asked me once, "Do you regret what you did?" I laughed. Then I cried. Then I said, "I regret who I became." Because somewhere beneath the filth, the lies, the greed, there was a boy who once wanted to protect people. A boy who wanted to make the world safer. A boy who wore the badge with pride. But that boy died long before Ron did. Sometimes I stare at the ceiling and think about the people I hurt. The men I framed. The families who lost sons, husbands, fathers because of my lies. The communities we terrorized with badges on our chests. I wonder how different things would be if I had just said no the first day Ron pushed an envelope of cash into my hand. Maybe I'd still be a cop. Maybe I'd still have a life. Maybe Ron would still be alive. But that's the thing about choices. Once you jump off the ledge, you can't climb back. So now I sit here, telling this story to whoever will listen. Not for sympathy, not for forgiveness, not for redemption. But because I want someone out there to understand that monsters don't appear overnight. They grow, slowly, quietly, in the dark corners of good intentions. I am not innocent. I am not misunderstood. I am not a victim. I am exactly what they say I am. A criminal, a traitor, a disgrace to the badge, a man who traded justice for a pocketful of dirty money. And maybe the biggest punishment of all is knowing that I did this to myself. I hear footsteps outside my cell now. Heavy ones, slow, dangerous. Someone whispers, "Tonight's the night. The ex-cop's gonna learn something new." I swallow hard. Maybe they'll rough me up. Maybe they'll break something. Maybe they'll teach me another lesson my soul needs. But whatever happens, I won't fight back. I'm done fighting. Because. And this is something I never thought I'd say. Maybe prison isn't just where I ended up. Maybe it's where I belong. If you watched this far, I hope you learned something from the life of Marcus Hale. And please, before the lights go out in cell 47, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.